Okay, I just kind of want to throw out a video to get my thoughts and opinions on the level 3 tome changes that are upcoming that technically should have already happened, but then they now have postponed it, which kind of annoys me in the sense that they took the feedback and they were going to address it. They were supposed to address it at this time almost an hour and a half ago. They said that they were going to do the update at 3 o'clock, and it wouldn't really require an upload or a download because they were going to change everything in the back end. And then now is, oh well, we can't do that. We want to make the transition swift and yada yada yada. And if you're gonna promise something, deliver it. We've had this issue, and it's been ongoing with these types of things since, like, basically the anniversary. You tell us that you're going to release something, you have a tentative date, which I understand that's subject to change, but some things you were very firm on, and it's postponed. It's like, I don't understand the constant mistake that is being made with that. If you want to make the change and you don't know how to go about it, then just say, hey, okay, we're looking into it. Yes, we're going to change it, but we're going to have to figure out a proper way to address it before we actually give you a date. But no, you say, okay, well, we've heard you guys loud and clear. We're going to make these changes. These are the changes we're going to make, and this is the day that we're going to do it. And then when it comes to the day to do it, you are like, well, nope, can't do it. We have to postpone it. So basically, this challenge in particular is the only challenge that is the bane of everybody's existence. And it's not that bad of a challenge. There's just one little prefix here that makes it seemingly impossible to do, and that is complete this challenge in a single trial. So why not keep the challenge the way it is, but get rid of this complete this challenge in a single trial prefix? Add the 0 out of 1 to a 0 out of 2. Maybe even adjust the reward a little bit because it's a little bit more forgiving. Maybe dock 10,000 or 20,000 blood points from it. Maybe do it 3 rift fragments and 30,000 blood points, because there are other ones that have that as well. There's one right there. If you have to adjust the rewards on a different challenge, one that's a little bit more challenging, like, well, that one's already decent enough. But I'm sure there's this one you could up the, instead of making a change to this, which they're changing. I think they're downing the 6 to a 4 or a 3. I think they're maybe having it. Keep this one the same, since it's a little bit more situation, a little bit more harder, and give that one the 5 rift fragments and 50,000 points. And anyone who's doing all the challenges, they're all getting the same amount of points and the same amount of rift fragments, so you're really not hurting anything. You're just changing the value of one challenge over the other, which if you got rid of this prefix and applied the reward to the prefix to this one, I don't think anybody would actually complain about that. But literally, in some of these, escape one trial through exit gates using the perk Hope. Okay, well, this is obviously a complete this challenge in a single trial type of deal. I don't know why you have this prefix on it, but whatever. For the Trapper, that's literally probably the only thing that would make this challenge difficult. Lucky for me, I think I got like 7 traps in a single game, because I played it smart and I hid my traps. There's other ones. That one's a shitty one example. completely heal 4th health states of any survivor. This one isn't as bad, but you know, if you got rid of the complete this trial in a single, or challenge in a single trial prefix, it would make it a hell of a lot easier. Are there any other ones? What? Hold on. Escape a trial without being hooked by the killer using the perk Spine Chill. So, what I don't understand is, why do you have the prefix on this one, but then you don't have the prefix for this? It's the same thing. Blind a killer while they're carrying a survivor one time. Obviously, that's... I don't even know why you would apply the prefix to that. Because, obviously, if you're doing it one time, it's going to be in a single trial. So some of these prefixes just don't make any sense. For this, if you just get rid of the prefix, it's probably 100 times easier. Is it still situational? Yes. But at least if you get one, then you can go into another match and try again, and maybe get another. Killers are kind of playing dickish, because they're knowing that this is a thing, that this is happening, especially when endgame collapse starts and someone just happens to be on a hook. It's like they're kind of camping. Do I blame them? Not really, but at the same time, they should realize how hard this challenge is, and they should be a little bit more lenient. I actually helped someone boost this specific challenge because they were getting extremely frustrated with it. I think the amount of time that it was taking them was unreasonable. They shouldn't have been frustrated. I've actually tried more times than what they did, and I've still yet to get it. I think I played like 5 or 6 games and still haven't gotten it. I got one unhook, but I haven't been able to get 2. And the one where I could have gotten the second unhook, I got chased by a legion. And then someone else happened to run up and unhook my roommate, and, well, dream gone, because I died. So that kind of sucked. I've come very close to getting it, but I've just been falling short. And the unfortunate part about it is I've been running a Gen Rush build. So it's not very fun for the killer, because I guarantee you, with my Gen Rush build, they're probably silvering at Gatekeeper at best. Some of them probably aren't even getting any emblem at all, depending on the games that went on. The Legion one in particular, I don't think they pipped at all. I think they lost a pip, because there were very few hooks that went on in that game. There's also a pig one where she only got 2 hooks, but she was foolishly running a Mori, so that's on her. But yeah, in the pig game that I played, she only hooked me and my roommate, and we only each got hooked once. And I got hooked first, and she tried tunneling me, because she had a Mori, and I was able to run her for like 2 or 3 gens or something like that. And then by the time we got the last gen done, my roommate got downed, I think, and got unhooked at endgame and got Mori'd for, you know, getting farmed, basically. But these challenges just take time. The only one that is legitimately bugged is this one. It will literally only count 1 iridescent emblem per game. So if you get multiple iridescents in a game, you're only going to get credited for 1. Why this isn't fixed right now is mind-boggling and outrageous. It's not the way it's supposed to be, so I don't understand why that isn't getting hotfixed right now. I don't know why we have to wait till next week for this emblem, for this challenge to be used. Because if you look at the layout, this challenge pretty much hinges on your progression. This line leads to the epilogue, then it goes down here, that leads to epilogue, that leads to epilogue. You have this challenge and this challenge keeping you from here. So 2 relatively hard challenges are preventing any progression on any of these other challenges. The only thing that I got going for me is I could do the grab 6 survivors, but that's going to probably take almost as much time as this, depending on the way survivors play. Then at the end of the day, I still have this bullshit task to do, which is sacrifice 2 survivors to the entity during endgame collapse with no ed. Now, this challenge isn't as bad as this one, but do you honestly think that I'm going to have no ed at endgame if I choose to run no ed? Like, really? Do you think I'm gonna have no ed? I don't think I'm gonna have no ed, because I'm pretty sure that if I don't get gen rushed in a game, they're going to probably take their sweet ass time running around finding all the dull totems. So really, what good does it do me to run no ed? Especially when it's later on in the week. It's been a couple days since the tomes come out, and people are going to be expecting no eds. I always instinctively go for dull totems anyways, so no ed is always something that's on my mind, especially when you're playing against like a wraith, a trapper, a hag. Those are the 3 that really come to mind where I would expect a no ed. I've even seen hillbillies with no ed. It's like, hillbilly doesn't need a no ed. It's like, ugh. So that's my 2 cents on the changes and the subsequent upcoming changes. I was honestly waiting for the changes to take place, and when I got on and I didn't see that the changes happened, I immediately got on Twitter to see what the deal was, because I have their Twitter bookmarked. But at this point, like, I don't know when the changes are going to even happen, so I might as well just play the game the way it is. And I already got 2 out of 15, so all I got is 13 more games to go. At the end of the day, the only thing it's going to do is get me more blood points. If I have a game where I don't get an iridescent in something, then oh well, I guess that's just one more game that I have to play to get an iridescent. But I can't just sit around and wait for them to make changes when other people have allegedly already gotten every single challenge done, because they're a bunch of no-lives. Unfortunately for me, I work a full-time job, so I am fortunate enough to have Thanksgiving and today off, which is Black Friday, and then I have Saturday and Sunday off too, so I have time to actually do some of these challenges. Am I going to get all this done over the weekend? No, probably not. Realistically speaking, I would at least like to get to the epilogue so that I can just do the rest of these challenges at my leisure, and then when the next chapter comes along, which I believe is, well, as long as they don't delay it, I should say, is December 11th. So that way, when December 11th rolls around, I can do either level 3 or level 4 challenges if I still have level 3 challenges left to do. That's the game plan, at least. And that's really all I've got to say. So I'm gonna jump the line on this one, so I can get the opinion out there before they even make the changes. And I'm gonna keep chipping away at this stuff, and hopefully I get a couple more challenges done over this weekend. I don't think I'm gonna get this one done today, but I'm gonna sure as hell try. Once I get that one done, some of these other ones are going to take time, but they should be easier. So moving on.